Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, July 13th, 2021, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen, on this kind of like dreary day, cloudy day here in New York City. Like 73 degrees, I think was the high, which is kind of the rarity for a summertime day, but we'll take it. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have an action-packed show for you today. As usual, I got a special guest who's going to be on the line shortly with us. But before I begin and talk to my special guest, I always like to state my intentions. And my intention is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. And speaking of honest conversations, special guest on the line, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, my special guest is here. So let me read my bio of my special guest, this guy here, man. This guy, I'll tell you, I'm lucky to get this guy on the line. He doesn't do these things, but he's a natural at it, and you're going to see why in a sec, all right? So my special guest is a two-time All-City and All-Queens player at Newtown High School in Queens, New York. He is the two-time MVP at Newtown High School, and I think he is the all-time leading scorer. We're going to talk about that. I believe he is. And he, speaking of that, all-time leading scorer, he scored over 1,149 career points at Newtown High School. He played 2 years at FIT, which is Fashion Institute of Technology, and that explains how he's able to dress all debonair when he does. So that explains it. That's why he went to FIT. And he also teamed up with a famous TV personality. We're going to talk about that too as well. And he was a legendary player at Dominican College. And last but not least, I have known this young man ever since I was the age of 9 here in Queens, New York. And this guy I consider the king of Queens. So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, please help me welcome Mr. Rob Doc Banner to Transition Tuesdays. And before you begin, Rob, I got some applause for you. Hold on, brother. I got to do it all right for my guy. What's going on, Doc? How are you, brother?
I am good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Did I do your intro? Did I do it justice? I know you're a very acclaimed guy, man. Were you the all-time leading scorer at your school system at Newtown?
I used to be. Someone else took my record, so
Oh.
I'm not mad about that.
Do you know who's the all-time scorer there now?
That's a good question. I haven't checked in a while.
Okay. But that was a title that you once held.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Big Rob. See, one thing about Rob, and I'll speak for Rob. I'll speak for you for this, Rob. Rob is one of the most humblest guys that you will see and you will hear, because Rob, he comes with a lot of accolades, but I'm gonna give him his flowers today. That's what I told him. I'm gonna give the king his crown today.
I appreciate that.
So now, Rob, man, I play music for my guests, and I want to play this song for you. And before I do that, we got checking in the voice of the Jaspers, man and female. We got Chris Smooth Williams, Uncle Smoothie, joining us. He says, "What's up, Doc?"
What's up, Uncle Smoothie?
I know, Uncle Smoothie. I know. Oh man, it's tough calling him that sometimes, right, Doc? You know what I mean? We just call him Chris or Smooth. You know what I mean? I don't know. This Uncle Smoothie's about, but hey, we'll run with it.
We'll run with this. Yeah.
We'll run with it. Absolutely. So, Big Rob, I'm going to play this song for you, man. Actually, I got 2 songs. I got 1 song and a bonus song for you. I'm going to play this song for you.
Okay.
I think it's a song that you might know of. And it brings me back to, I think it was 1988 when this song first came out. So I'm going to play this for you, Rob. And when I hear this song, I think of you. So let me cue this up real quick. All right, I'm going to play this. Tell me if you can hear it. All right, coming up. Can you hear that, Rob?
A little bit.
All right, a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me bring it closer to the mic. How about now?
Yes, I hear it.
All right. Now, Rob, here's the question. And the reason why I'm playing that, do you know who's singing this song?
Wow.
Really? You wait a second, Rob.
Listen, I didn't hear all of it, so I caught a little bit of it. Not
Okay,
all of it.
gotcha. Okay, all right. I'll refresh your memory a little bit, Rob, because I know it's hard to hear. That was "Tender Lover" by Babyface. And there's a reason why I played this song, and I want to share with the audience. So, I'm in college. I get a call from this guy who I have on the line today, my special guest. And Rob was the first guy to put me on Babyface. Rob said, "Listen, man, is this guy? His name is Babyface. He got this album, Tender Lover. You gotta hear it, Russ." I said, "What, Babyface? What are you talking about? You remember that, Rob?"
Absolutely, I remember that. Yeah.
Yup. Hey, Rob, you were the first guy to put me on Babyface. Again, I get the call from my man Rob. Rob was like, "Listen, yes,
Was off the chain.
yes,
All the ladies had to get Babyface.
absolutely,
That's how that album was.
absolutely." Now, do you have a favorite Babyface song? I know he got so many hits, huh?
My Kind of Girl.
Ooh, My Kind of Girl.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, hold on a second, man. Let me see if I can rock that for you. Wait a sec. Hold on. Yeah, see, I aim to please here, man. Hold on a second. We're gonna play My Kind of Girl for you. Hold on. Listen to this, Rob. Let me turn it up a little bit.
All right. Yep.
All right, that's your cut from Tender Lover. Wow. You know what's funny, Rob? I'm gonna share something with you. You know what's funny was I was gonna play that off the top, but I said, let me switch it up to the main thing. But My Kind of Girl, that's your favorite one, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Hey, Rick, okay, I got a bonus song for you, Rob. Now, I'm gonna play this song for you, Rob. Now, when I hold on a second, I have to go back here. When I Rob, when I hear this song, I think of you. For some reason, Rob, I think of you, Rob. So let me rock this for you. Tell me what you think. Coming up.
For those of you that think that gospel music has gone too far, you think we've got too radical with our message. Well, I got news for you.
Oh, you know that one, all right. Kurt Franklin. Glory, glory. Okay. With GP. My man Rob. All right. Oh man, Rob. I'm telling you. But Rob, you was the first guy to put me on Babyface. I'm telling you. I was on all the line. I was like, Rob, Babyface. What are you talking about? What is it? A nursery rhyme guy?
I'm gonna tell you why I put you on Babyface.
Why'd you put me on Babyface?
I used to work at a record store. We used to get like promos of different artists.
Oh.
So when he came out with that album, right, no one kind of like talked about that album.
Right.
So when I heard it, I was like, yo, who is this dude? Because I was like, they talked about he used to be with the group called The Deal.
The Deal, right. Yep. Uh-huh.
I was like, what? So then when I heard that song, he had Tender Lover, then he had Love Is No Crime. That was the first song, No Crime.
Right.
Then he came out with Tender Lover. Then he had then he called Whip Appeal.
Ooh, Whip Appeal, yes, that's right.
And once he did that, that's when women got hooked.
Man.
That album, because they used to do that demo for that album, so we used to play it all the time in my store. So I stick to it all the time. So I was like, yo, this album is hot.
Wow.
So then I said, okay, all right, so let me start putting it out there for people. So when you was like, so I said, yo, I said, go get it. It's hot. You're gonna get it. You're gonna love it.
Yep.
So you was like, all right. So when you got it, you was like, yo, wow, that's the album. That's the album.
That's
I said, yeah.
I was. You are right. Hey, Rob, which record store did you used to work for? I forget.
I should work for the Wiz before it closed down.
Wow, you worked for the Wiz?
Yeah.
Man, do you remember the promo? Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz.
That's going back. That's going way back.
That we going way back with cassettes, right, Rob? Oh man.
Absolutely.
Man, that is a classic. That's right. I forgot, Rob, that you worked at the Wiz. That's right. Yep. Rob, you was responsible for that, man. You put me down on that. Man, Rob. Man, all right. Well, Rob, man, I'm glad that I can steal some minutes from you today, man. I appreciate you, man. And you know, like I asked all my guests on the show, you know, how are you and your family coping with these pandemics out here? You know, you have COVID, which is the big pandemic, but you have also social injustice for black males here in the United States. So, how are you coping with these two pandemics?
Well, the COVID thing is something that I deal with on a regular basis because I work for a hospital now.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I deal with it on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. So I get to see some things that, like, when they had the quarantines in some of the wards where I work at,
yeah,
people were like telling me, listen, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand, but then again, I see that some people listen to what's been saying, what the CDC's been saying, like wear masks, wear stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But you get people out here who believe that this thing is just a hoax, and they walk around with no mask on, going to stores and stuff like that. So I'm like, people, I thought you guys wanted to get this thing over with.
Right.
Do the right thing.
Right.
But most people don't. So I'm like, okay. So I guess these people want this thing to last a little bit longer.
Oh man, it's just crazy. It boggles the mind, and I could imagine, what's you being in a hospital and you seeing this activity. It probably boggles your mind, I would imagine, huh, Rob?
It does. And the thing that really gets me the most is that it's not that people. It's like people are so ignorant to the fact that people are trying to tell people do the right thing. Don't get caught up in the fact that you think that because it's back to some sort of normalcy.
Yeah.
People think that, I can go out there without a mask on. No, you still want to wear a mask just for not just for your benefit, but for others as well, like your family members or friends. You want to keep them just as safe as too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would imagine that. Yeah, and I would imagine that includes vaccinations as well too. But yeah. Hey, we got Matthew saying, what's up? What's going on, Matthew? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. We also got Larry joining. He said, good to hear from Doc. Larry says hello to you. So yeah, man, good stuff. Hey, Rob, what about the social injustice here? That's another pandemic, that we deal with as as black men here in America. How are you able to navigate through that?
The best thing that you can do, man, is just pray.
Yeah.
Because anytime that you walk out of your house and go anywhere, you just have to make sure that you pray that you get to that destination safe.
Right.
You get back to your own destination safe.
Absolutely.
Something that you do.
Yeah. That's true. Yes, that's what we do as black men living in this country. Black and brown people live in this country. Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Hey, Big Rob, man. So we're gonna reminisce. We're gonna go down memory lane, man. Because again, Rob, I've known you ever since I moved to Queens when I was 9 years old. So me and Rob, man, Doc, man, we got a history, man. We got a history of basketball, man. But hey, Rob, for you, man, when did you first fall in love with basketball? Do you remember when it was a certain time, or was it a certain game, or something like that? But when did you first fall in love with the sport of basketball?
Actually, my older sister, she was the one that got me playing basketball because I used to tag along with her. And wherever we go to play basketball, I would follow. So once she started playing basketball, I started following right after her. So basically, she's got me into basketball. But like I said, growing up, she was better than I was growing up.
Right.
But as I got into high school and so on, that's when I stepped out and became the best one in the family.
Right. Yeah. So she introduced you to it. So you tagged along and you saw her.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Smooth says, yes, Doc, the deacon. Yeah. Oh man, Big Smooth, I tell you, Smooth is like a deacon too. So that's a good thing. Those are good things, right, Rob?
It's true.
Absolutely. Hey, so Rob, speaking of your sister Betty, now, and I had this, like in our neighborhood where we grew up in Queens, there was enforcers, like like my big brother was my enforcer. And like, for you, like Betty was your enforcer. But to me, Betty was my enforcer as well, because I tell a story, all the time. And I remember this like it was yesterday, Rob. I remember we were playing in a tournament near home. And I remember this guy like tripped me by mistake. He tripped me and I fell. And that's when I had braces and I fell on my mouth actually. But I remember Betty coming from the stands, and Betty was going to try to step to this guy. I remember that, and I was like, wow, So Betty, Betty was that enforcer for me as well, So talk to me a little bit more about your older sister, Betty.
Well, at the time, like when you guys got me start playing for Blessed Sacrament,
yeah,
back in the sixth grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my sister kind of like would come to the games, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and well, she kind of got acquainted with our coach at the time, which was named Phil Finkelstein.
Oh, Phil Finkelstein! Wow, yes.
So he kind of like showed her certain things. For the fact that he kind of like, you know, whenever we had games where she would come to, especially when we played ball in the summertime, when we got that summer team, we had that powerhouse team.
Yes.
Where we had Juan George, we had Hafez Zepeda,
oh,
Sonny,
that's right.
We had Tommy Squeary.
Yes.
Who else we had?
Holy Cross guy, Tommy Square. Wow, forget about that one. Okay.
We had a guy named Juan. We had John Bannon. We had guys from St. Bart's. So we had a mixture of guys from Bart's and Blessed Sacrament. So we got together and we had like a summer team. And like Phil would take us to certain places. We played like citywide one year, one summer. Then we played out in Long Island and Rockville Center.
Right.
And the thing was, like, we just had, for what we had, talent-wise, I thought if we had kept that team together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. Like if we would all went to the same high school, you know. Yeah, because Juan George. Yeah, because Juan George, he went to St. Francis Prep, right?
Yes.
Yep. Tom Squeary went to Holy Cross. You know, you went to Newtown. Yep, I went to Power, and then I went to McClancy. Yeah, man. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, you're right, man. I forgot about those teams. Yeah, we did have some powerhouses back there in Queens. No doubt about that. Man. And that brings me to, powerhouses, Queens. So Rob, why did you choose Newtown High School to play high school basketball?
Well, basically, I had no choice because that was my zone high school.
Right.
So I kind of like, I did try to go to Brooklyn Tech, but that didn't work out. And then from there, I tried to go to, who was it? I tried to get into Holy Cross, but that didn't work out.
Right.
And then my last option was to go to McClancy, and for some reason that didn't work out. So I got stuck going to Newtown.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't want to gloss over this fact about CYO ball because I want to share this. I'm gonna get back to the high school ball in a second, but I want to share the story with the viewers, Rob, about how you got involved with Blessed Sacrament. So my good friend, and I hope he's watching, our good friend Ronnie Sylvester, he's the first guy I met when I moved to Queens. I met him one day. I went to his house and everything. So I met him. We had good times. But it was one time, myself and Ronnie Sylvester, we were going to Blessed Sacrament practice. And we kept looking back, and we saw Rob. And Rob, we looked back, and then Rob is like hiding behind one of the cars. And then we don't pay no mind. We keep walking. And then we look back again, and then we see Rob. He's out of the view shot of us, and then he's hiding behind a car. We say, okay, no problem. I guess, I don't know. And then we get into Blessed Sacrament, and then next thing you know, we see Rob. Rob comes in there. And we're like, okay, so Rob was following us. He's like, okay, I guess these guys play here. I want to play here. And, and the rest was history, man. Because, Rob, you were a phenomenal player, man. The CYO, high school, college, too, man. But, do you remember that story, man, a little bit?
It was strange because when I went down into Blessed Sacrament, because the coach at the time was like, he was like, who are you?
Right.
He didn't know who I was.
Right.
So I had to like talk to him, then talk to the AD at the time who was running the program, Mr. Carey.
Mr. Carey, right.
To see if they would allow me to play. And they found out that I was the same age as most of the guys on the squad. So they said, okay. So I had to get a waiver in order to play.
Right.
And once I got the waiver and my parents signed and everything like that, they allowed me to play. But I remember the first game that I had to play, I couldn't play because I think I played St. Bart's first. So I couldn't play that game.
Why not?
No, I think I had one game that I had to sit out.
Okay, gotcha.
So I missed that first game. But after that, I played every game after.
Every game after. If I know Rob like I know Rob, he's humble. He's probably putting up stats galore. I know that for a fact.
I did okay.
Yeah, I had to share that story about the CYO ball, man, which is legendary, man, as well, man. So let's get back to high school. So Newtown High School. So you played at Newtown High School. You know, you starred there. Rob, did you ever think, man, just playing there? You know, you going to Newtown High School. Did you ever think you would be the all-time leading scorer there, man, and an all-city player, an all-Queens performer? Did you ever imagine that in your wildest dreams that you would be just that person?
Actually, my first year, I was really shell shocked because when I first tried out for the squad, I didn't think I was gonna make the team because I was a freshman. I was really skinny, tall but skinny.
Yep.
And guys I was playing against were bigger, so I was like, man, did I belong out there on the court? So I kind of like didn't think I could make the team. Then, come to find out, when I made the squad, I was like, I made the team. I couldn't believe it. So I'm sitting there on the team. I'm the only freshman on the team. So most of the guys were juniors, sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Okay.
So I was like, man, I'm playing against these guys that in my mind, I'm thinking they're better than me because I was like coming out of high school, coming out of grammar school. I'm playing against guys my own age. These guys I'm playing against guys now who are juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not equipped for this. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, no way.
Right.
So my freshman year, like we had two of our guys, like one of our key guys, he's thrown out of school for something that he shouldn't have done, but he did it.
Right.
So once he got thrown out of school, that was our one guy that was giving us 20 and 10.
Whoa. Okay.
So we lost him. So when we lost him, that means that we're small now, but we have no height.
Right.
So we go, oh great. So what are we gonna do? So I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm gonna be on the bench, so I'm not worried about it. So my coach goes out there and goes, no, you're gonna start.
You're gonna start? Wow.
So my freshman year, I started most of the games my freshman year, and we made the playoffs and everything, and I played. But I kept getting the most negative comments from coaches and from other classmates. Oh, why you starting him? He's not that good. So I had that all my freshman year. So I was like, man, what do I do? So the whole summer I took off trying to get myself a little bit more acclimated to the game. So I started playing more ball, and then I also try to do some things to work on my game. So sophomore year comes, and like I had games where I'm doing okay, but I'm still not where I should be. Okay. So we do well, get to the playoffs, get to the first round, and get knocked out because, like I said, we're small. We're not that big. Right. So everyone kept saying, okay, but the coach is still saying, oh, he's not a good player, he's not that good, so forth and so forth. So going into my junior year, they kept saying that Newtown was going to be garbage. It wasn't going to do anything. So junior year, we go out there, we win our division. Wow. And everyone kept saying, yo, Newtown, who they got? So when they found out that I was leading the team in scoring, they were like, that kid, how can he lead his team in scoring? He wasn't that good for a year. Right. Also, he's scoring 20 points a game and stuff like that. They're like, wow, how that happened? So from that point forward, now coaches and stuff would look at me and go, oh, he's gotten better. Okay, all right. So on to my year, we were supposed to win the division, but one of our guys gets a serious ankle injury and can't play. So that hurt our chances. So then we had to go with some sophomores now. Yep. And so that's another story. But, we didn't make the playoffs, but I did okay. Right. Wow. I was 15 and 18 and 11. Woo. So I was like, okay, I could deal with that. Yeah. But, and Rob, like a lot of people who seen you play, but I'll describe like Rob was a guy like Rob. You played with a lot of intensity, a lot of aggression, man. When you played, you weren't the tallest guy, but you can plug you in at a 5, a 4, and even a 3, really,
and do your thing, man. Did you pattern your game after one particular person in particular?
Actually, who I patterned my game was, I patterned my game after Bernard King.
Bernard, okay.
The reason why I patterned my game after him because when I first saw him play, he had what we call the game face.
Oh yes, and hey Rob, before you begin, Rob had one of the classic game faces. Rob did not joke around out there. Rob had the Bernard King game face. Continue, Rob. Continue.
Once I saw his game face, and when I saw him go on the court and do what he had to do on the court, I said to myself, that's who I'm going to pattern my game after. So I patterned my game after him. I looked at other guys who had low post games. So Adrian Dantley was one of the guys I patterned my game after.
Oh, okay.
So him. Then I looked at Akeem Olajuwon for his slick moves around the basket.
Yeah.
His, reverse pivots. Jack Sigma. I looked at guys who had good footwork.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, man. Man, I didn't know that, Rob. I didn't know. I would have guessed like you padded your game, but because the way you played, the intensity that you played, man, you were a relentless rebounder. I was thinking more Dennis Rodman, but you said Bernard King.
No, the reason why I didn't. Rodman, to me, basically was more defensive-minded.
Yes.
I basically wasn't defensive-minded. I was more, I can get off my feet quick.
Yep.
But get the ball and get back and go from there. I was more of a guy that if you try to double-team me, I could slip through and get to the basket and score. That was my whole point. Because I knew once I got the ball, and if you were kind of slow defender-wise, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to the hole. You're not going to stop me.
Right.
That's what most people try to do. They try to stay away. Kind of make sure the jump shot. Because they figure, okay, he's not going to try to push the jump shot. He's going to get the basket. So that's what we try to do.
Yeah,
if I got past you, I'm scoring.
Right.
You're not stopping me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Rob, you had the nice corner jumper too. Don't forget that, Rob. You had that in your arsenal, big time.
That came later on.
Right.
Basically, but in high school, I just knew I could just get to the basket, and I knew I could. Anybody who I see, my thing was this: basketball was 80% mental, 20% physical. I knew if I could enforce my will on you, you were mine, and that's what I was going to do.
Yep.
Enforce my will on you, and that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Rob, so let's say if we inputted you now into today's game with the type of game that you had back then, do you think you can flourish in these times in which we're playing now?
It depends on the system.
Okay.
If the system allows a guy to get the ball in the post and do what he has to do, yeah. If it's more towards where the guys want to play on the perimeter, then I would be like a fossil. They would be like, we don't have to throw it to him. But the only time they would try to throw it to me is like during the playoff time. The game becomes a half-court physical game.
Right.
And they'll throw it.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Man, Big Rob, I tell you, man, dropping some jewels, Rob, you know what I mean? I love it. I love it. See this? And this coming from humble Rob, too, man. I love it, Rob. You know I love it, Doc. So, Doc, man, after Newtown, after you played there, you starred there, you left as the all-time leading scorer there, which is a phenomenal feat, man. And I always tell people, we've had conversations, Rob, we talked about how, I wish you would have came to McClancy. I wish we could have worked that out, man, because I know.
I wanted to go to McClancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we talk about that all the time, So right after McClancy, right after Newtown, you went to FIT, which is Fashion Institute of Technology, and you played with a famous TV personality there. Do you want to reveal who that person was, who you teamed up with?
Everyone talks about, most friends who know, they're like, oh, you went to school with Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
Wow, really? No, so a lot of things are explained you going to FIT, Rob, because Rob is a very fashionable cat. You saw the picture that I just posted, about Rob making his appearance. Very fashionable guy, so it makes sense you going to FIT. But talk to us a little about how was Stephen A. Smith as a player, and did he talk a lot of junk like he talks now? Was he that type of guy back then?
Stephen A. Okay. The story with me, Stephen A.
Okay.
Stephen A. and me played against each other in high school because he went to Thomas A. Edison High School.
Oh, he went to Edison. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
High school. So every year, my school would always play Edison in a non-conference game.
Okay.
So every year, we always had to play them.
Right.
Because most of them, they always came to us.
Okay.
So every year, my junior and senior year, we would play against them. So junior year, we played Edison, and we beat them that first year. Okay. So, and they weren't too happy. So Stephen was like, yo, I hated Newtown. I hated Newtown. So he goes, I hated you. I hated that little kid named Tiny who thought you could shoot.
Oh, Robin Samora, right?
So he hit him. For some reason, he didn't like my team. So I was beat them. And their squad couldn't understand how they lost to us. Right. They figured we had no stars, nothing like that. Right. So they figured, well, why did we lose to them? I said, because we just played team ball. Yep. That's all it was.
Yep. All right. You had Rob Banner. You had Doc Banner too.
So, like I said, I give all the credit to the guys on the squad because basically we just played team ball. We tried to move the ball well. And teams pressed us. We knew how to break the press. So we just got the ball and we just got out and ran. That's all we did.
So you played with Steve. You played against him in high school. So how was it playing with him in FIT? How was that experience? Knowing what he knew about you, he didn't like you at Newtown. So how was the experience at FIT with him?
Well, the thing was, when we got to FIT, he goes, I hated you, right? So I said, you did? I said, yeah. So I said, you know what? That's cool. But since we're on this squad, we had no choice. We had to learn how to work together and play in the squad. Because at FIT, it was like we worked as a team. Right. So basically, that's because FIT at that time was one of the most dominant teams in the junior college JUCO division because they were like a powerhouse. Right. So basically, the coach was like, his name was Marvin Ribby. He passed away. But the thing was, he got all the guys. He goes out the door. We had to come out here and play. Okay. And that's just how it is. So the thing was, me and Steve came up with a friendship because we started talking and we talked about certain things. Wow. And so I kind of understood how he is. But then again, I always told Steve a long time ago that, you talk too much and I can get you in a whole lot of hot water. I don't care. If people don't like what I'm going to say, they screw them because this is how I am. This is who I'm going to be. Wow. I'm going to say what it is, what I'm going to say. Wow. I said, all right, Steve, you do you. But I said, when things get hot and handy, don't say I didn't warn you. I told you. So, but me and Steve we had a good time at FIT. We worked hard, played well. We both came off the bench, so we knew how good the team was. Yeah. So, but we knew our role. We knew what we had to do. And so I had to convince Steve for doing what he does. Yeah. I hate the fact that he tried to embarrass me on his show one day. But what happened? How'd that go, Rob? Talk to us about that. He tried to embarrass you? The Doc Banner? No, you gotta tell this story, Rob. So when he had his own show, Stephen A. Quite frankly, I came to the show. I came to his live show, and he saw me in the audience. So he came over. He goes, "Yeah, I know who you are." I'm not going, oh crap, he knows me. So I was trying to be incognito, but he saw me. He goes, yeah. He goes, so you think I don't know who you are? I go, yeah, I know you. So the people in there listening to this conversation, we were gonna have it. Right. So he goes, security, when it's over with, go get see that man right there. Just go get him and have him arrested. Oh, what? What? So I'm like, Steve, you did that to me? He goes, I'm sorry, I gotta do it to you. I said, all right, I see how it is. Okay.
That is funny. Oh man, yeah. He does this thing on TV, man. That's a funny story, man. I tell you, man. Rob, Doc Banner, man. And people gotta realize this too, Rob. Reason why we call you Doc is not because of Dr. J. Is back in the day, the Hulk was named David Banner, right? Dr. Banner. So that's hence the name Doc Banner, right, Rob?
There you go.
There you go. There you go, man. That is a funny story about Stephen A. Smith. So, when's the last time you saw him, Rob? You remember?
Wow.
Been a minute.
I haven't seen Steve in person since he lost his show.
Okay, gotcha. So that's been a hot minute. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Wow. So you starred, you did well at FIT, then you transferred to Dominican College. And I love that picture that you sent me, man. I love that. You know, I see the style. I guess that came from FIT. I see the style with the shirt and everything. But talk to me a little bit, Rob, about Dominican College. You know, and how was your experience there? Because you were a legend there. You played well there. So talk to us a little about the college.
Okay, Dominican College was a NAIA program when I went there. Now they're Division II, NCAA Division II.
Wow. Okay.
When I went there, they played Division I, Division II, and Division III schools. Now, the thing about this school was that at the time, recruiting-wise, they started to basically not being able to recruit the great players because they didn't have enough money to basically offer scholarships.
Right.
So that was the hard part. Now, the thing was, when I got there, the coach who recruited me, as soon as I got into the school, he up and left and went to Fordham.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, when I got in there, I'm fresh new because I'm already like 2 weeks behind because I got into school late.
Right.
So I get in there and I'm thinking, okay, I meet the coach and he's like going, I got bad news for you, Mr. Banner. I'm not gonna be here. I'm leaving for Fordham.
Oh.
So I'm like, great. So I get here just then, and now the coach is gone.
Right.
And now they got to try to find a new coach.
Oof.
So I'm like, crap. Now all the players who have been there a year or two already, they're like going, yo, just get the assistant coach, make him the head coach. And so that's what happened. They made the assistant coach the head coach. So now the thing is, now this assistant coach, he doesn't know me,
right? And
I don't know what he knows about me, but the fact that I get to the school, I'm getting settled in and stuff like that. So I'm getting my classes. So I'm going to classes, getting that done. Now season starts.
Right.
Now we had like 12 guys on the squad at the time. So we're going through the first half of the season, and like all the guys are going, yo, this is horrible because like we're practicing and like most of the practice was nothing but defensive drills. That's
right.
It. So, and we had this one practice like on Thursdays because we get to practice because we didn't have our own gym. So
wow.
Because at the time the school didn't have their own gym.
Right.
So we used a nearby high school gym.
Okay.
Or we also used one of the colleges, which was NIAC, which is our sister school.
Okay.
We used their gym. So we used Pearl River High School, Tappan Zee High School for some of the games.
Wow.
So we used to use Tappan Zee for our practices on Thursdays. Now this is a huge court, and we used to do a 3-hour practice on this court, and this court was like regulation, and for 3 hours we played nothing but defense.
Wow. Don't touch a ball, probably, right, Rob? Y'all don't even touch a ball.
So guys on the team going, yo, we're gonna touch the ball. So guys was going like, yo, what's going on here? So and guys are like looking at me because they're like going, yo, Rob, what's going on here? I was like, looking at me. I said, listen, I'm a new guy here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So guys are complaining. Guys going, yo, this is ridiculous, man. So and the thing is, like we're like the season's about to start, and we're starting to get going, and we're doing all right. Well, for the first half of the season, we're doing all right. Then towards the end of the with the break, when the break starts, like one of our big guys that we had, he transfers. And he transfers to our rival school, which was St. Thomas Aquinas.
Okay.
So once he went to that school, all the guys on the squad were like, yo, this dude traded. He's a traitor. I left our school for our rival school. And guys were like pissed.
Right.
And
could imagine.
Like for me, I was like, yo, I was like, oh, okay, you know, he left.
Right. He's gone.
That well.
Right.
So when he left, I was like, okay, cool. So from then, like the guys had a vote as to see what we were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, yo, put Rob in the starting five. So I was like, oh crap.
Wow. So they thrust you in. Okay, Rob. And how'd you do?
So from that point forward, right, from going from playing 10 minutes, 15 minutes a game to now playing 40 minutes a game.
Wow.
So that from that time to the end of the season, I was playing like 40 minutes. And I wasn't used to playing that many minutes because even at fashion, I wasn't playing. Most I was playing at fashion was maybe 30, if that.
Right.
But now I'm playing the whole entire game if I don't foul out.
Man.
Now I'm playing the 5 spot because
the
guy who left was a 5, and the guy. So now, see, this is the thing. I had like 3 guys on my team that basically liked the basketball. And when I mean like the basketball, once they get the ball, that's it. So I'm stuck because now I gotta play defense plus grab rebounds.
Yep, you gotta do it all, Rob. You gotta go back to your Newtown days.
Oh man, so now it's worse because now I'm playing against guys that are like 6'6" or bigger.
Yeah.
And now it's no longer you like a push. It's like you're getting bumped for the whole entire game.
Yeah, you're getting beat up, yeah. But you know, Rob, but you thrive, man. You thrive when you play against people bigger than you. Like you play bigger than your size. Well, you play bigger than your 6'4", 6'5" frame, you know?
It's funny, though, because, like, my whole first year, I was, like, really, really, really struggling because I had to adjust to the fact that now I was playing against guys way bigger than me.
Yeah.
And, like, that outweighed me by 30 pounds sometimes because I was, like, 6'4", 190, like that. And playing against guys that were so much bigger than me physically. Yeah. But what saved me was the fact that, like you said, footwork, knowing how to move with the ball without the ball, also knowing how to be able to use your quickness. And that's what I like to do. Yeah. And that's what saved me. Yeah. And guys who used what used to get me was that a lot of people from the school would come to the games and they'd be like, they would come to me after the game and be like, yo, you amaze me. And I'm like, really? And I'd be tired as a crap because I'm out after the game. So they would come, basically, most of my good compliments came from people outside of basketball. So the fans, they would come and compliment me. Yeah. Now, my own coach at the time, me and him didn't get along. Because he would never compliment me or say anything good that I did throughout the game. Right. He would always bring up the things that I didn't do well. So, and I used to get really annoyed because, dude, I'm saying you got a guy that's 6'4", playing against guys that at his size, and he's doing the best that he can, but you don't give him, say, Rob, great game. Right. I appreciate what you do. No, I got none of that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I tell you, Rob. Like I said, you know, people who saw you play, people played against you, with you. You definitely played big. You played bigger than your actual size was, and you shined in big moments as well, man. So that's why I gotta give. That's why I give my man, my guy Doc Banner his flowers while he's here. You know what I mean? Because you were the unsung hero, man. That unsung guy who got it done, man. It didn't matter. It definitely didn't matter, Big Rob. But Rob, man. Hey, I know, and I appreciate you coming on today too, Rob. And I'm gonna ask you this question, man. I'm gonna have you on. We're gonna be out on this one, but here's a question I have for you, Rob. And I always want to ask you this, man. Who would you like to meet who you haven't met yet, and what would you talk about when you encounter this person?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Yep, could be dead or alive.
There's really two people.
Mm-hmm.
First one would be Malcolm X, and the next one would be Martin Luther King.
Really? Wow. Okay, so hold on, Rob. So before you, because I want to get more insight on that. We got Chris was commenting. Chris says, "Yeah, hey man, you still a chump. Don't worry about Chris. We'll deal with him later, Rob. Don't worry about him."
I don't worry about Chris. Chris, he a cheesesteak anyway.
That's right, absolutely. I totally agree with you on that way, Rob. And my man Vincent Benito, he says, "Glad to see this, man." So shout out to Vincent, man. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. My man Steve Mahalik, he says, "Great to hear you guys tonight." Yeah, man. So now continue, Rob. So you said first Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. So those are the two guys. So okay, so let's take Malcolm X real quick. So what would you have a conversation about with Malcolm X?
Well, the first thing would be for me would be like, how did he make that transfer from when he first joined the Nation of Islam to when he did once he left the Nation of Islam? Where did he go? What was the transition like?
Oh, you go. That's right. Yeah. Man, I would love to have that conversation on Transition Tuesdays. It's you and Malcolm X. That's a goodie, Rob. That is a good one, man. And what about Martin Luther King? And before you answer that, we got Derek Harrison said, PS 149 legend. That's right. Rob is that. No doubt about that. And Chris also goes, he says, Doc was the ultimate teammate. Always played hard and starred in his role. No doubt about that, my man Doc. No doubt about it. So, Big Rob, okay, Malcolm X. What's the conversation you have with him? I mean, Martin Luther King, pardon me, sir.
Well, the thing I would ask him was like, what was his dream? When he came up with the speech of "I have a dream," what made him think of that? Wow. And the thing was, where does he see our country heading as after he passed on? What would he want from us as people to be?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Wow. Big Rob. Hey man, that Rob, that sounds like you, man. You know. Again, if you had that conversation, those would be great questions, and those would be great conversations to have on Transition Tuesdays, getting into transitions, man. Big Rob, my man, my brother from another mother. I love you, Rob. I know you don't do these interviews like this, you know what I mean? So, Rob, I appreciate having you coming on today, man. Again, I'm here to give you your flowers and to give you your crown while you're here, man. So, one of the most underrated players I've ever played with and against, my man Rob. Thank you for coming on, brother. Always a pleasure, my man.
It was my pleasure. Anytime.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Rob. Be good, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Definitely.
Okay. Later, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, my man Rob, Doc Banner. Oh, man. One of the unsung guys, man, of basketball, man. Yeah, I consider this guy a king of queens. And, yeah, it was great. Great talking to my man Rob. Great talking to my man Rob Banner, Doc Banner. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think today during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. As I go to my theme music, see what we got. Oh, there we go. Oh. Here we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching Transition Tuesdays each and every Tuesday here. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And if you missed this show and other shows like it, you can head over to our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays. And when you're on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe while you're on there before you leave. I would greatly appreciate it if you do so. And I would like you to follow me. If you haven't done so already, you still have an opportunity to do so. You can follow me on IG at rwoodtransitions with an S. That's rwoodtransitions with an S. So, I would like for you to do that as well. And major shout out to my guy, my guy Rob Doc Banner for joining us here today, man. Very informative. Young people, if you're checking this out, listen to my man. He talked about footwork. He talked about people from the past. This guy who played bigger than he actually was. And he was a hero here in Queens. He was a king of Queens. So, Rob, shout out to you, my brother, for coming on Transition Tuesdays. So glad you can make it. Now, want to say this really quick. Guests of Transition Tuesdays receive a candy gift pack from our sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe. Now, Sweet Candy Cafe is located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina, and it's the home of sweet Southern sweetness. Okay, so after the show, after we're done, we're almost done now. After the show, I want you to log on to sweetcandycafe.com to partake in Candy Bliss. That's sweetcandycafe.com. All right, because here on Transition Tuesdays, we love small businesses. Okay, so partake in the fun at Sweet Candy Cafe. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in party, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.